Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So certain Social Security beneficiaries will not only be receiving one payment this month in October, but they'll actually be getting a double payment later on this month. In today's video, we're going to be covering who can expect to receive 2 checks this month in September and possibly even 3. But before we go ahead and dive into for today, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer that cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into for today. So before we get into the checks going out to certain Social Security beneficiaries, not just once, but twice and possibly even 3 times. First off, we're going to be covering this story where once again, the government is going to be shutting down. Late last night, they were not able to reach a deal between Republicans and Democrats. The game of chicken is going to continue on into today, and unfortunately, millions of Americans are going to be impacted by this. Now, fortunately, Social Security checks are going to continue going out in full and on time throughout this month in October and even next month in November or December if it continues dragging on. So Social Security checks are not going to be impacted by the government shutdown. These are all automatically going to be sent out. Some functions of Social Security might be impacted, but as far as receiving your check, that is not going to be impacted, thankfully. So once again, here, according to CNBC, the United States government shut down early Wednesday morning, setting the stage for furlough of hundreds of thousands of federal workers and the shuttering of a slew of key programs and services. So as far as what to know, the full shutdown began after top Democrats and Republicans, including President Donald Trump, failed to agree on a short-term deal to keep the government funded. On top of that, Democrats, led by Senator Chuck Schumer and Representative Hakeem Jeffries, demand that any stopgap funding measure, including an extension of enhanced Obamacare tax credits, and Trump suggested on Tuesday that his administration could make major actions during a shutdown, including cutting government benefits for large numbers of people, and the Senate adjourned after last-ditch votes on Republican and Democratic funding proposals both failed to pass. So Democrats are, blaming Republicans for not repealing the health care provisions that were included in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. And Republicans are blaming Democrats because they believe that Democrats want to give free health care to illegal immigrants in this country. So both sides are blaming each other for this shutdown taking place. How long is it going to roll along? Back in 2018 through 2019, during Trump's first term, the shutdown lasted 35 days. Is this one going to last much shorter? Is it going to last about the same, or is it going to last longer? We will have to wait and see, but they go on here to say that Senator Steve Daines urged Democrats to approve a temporary funding extension so the shutdown can't end and the two parties can reach a long-term agreement. He said, quote, "This will come to an end, but in this particular case, it will come to an end when 5 Democrats join the rest of us and pass this temporary extension." Daines said the negotiations over the appropriation process had been going very well until Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer decided to shut things down. Schumer is yielding to the far left of his party, allowing a shutdown. Daines said, quote, "There's no reason we should be in a shutdown. It costs the taxpayers money. It disrupts government services. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really deliver any political policy objectives." So he believes at least that Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is, he would normally maybe come to some sort of mutual agreement with Republicans, but in this case, he believes that he's sort of siding with the far left and deciding to instead shut the government down, perhaps for political purposes. Now, of course, once again, the good news here is that Social Security payments are still going to go out on time this month in October. The bad news, of course, is coming up on October 15th. The Bureau of Labor Statistics was going to release the inflation data for the month of September, and with that inflation data, the Social Security Administration will be able to come out and announce what the cost of living adjustment increase was going to be for next year in 2026. But If the government is still shut down on October 15th, unfortunately, we are not going to have the inflation numbers released for the month of September. So the COLA announcement is going to be delayed until the government is back up and running once again. Now, of course, once again, payments are still going to be going out on an on-time fashion, and certain Social Security beneficiaries are not just going to be receiving one check this month in October, but they're actually going to be getting 2 checks, possibly even 3. So according to News Nation, the Social Security Administration will issue 2 payments to SSI beneficiaries in October. Supplemental Security Income beneficiaries will receive their first payment on Wednesday, October 1st, and the second on Friday, October 31st. The second payment is technically for November, for the November 1st payment, as when the first day of the month falls on a weekend or a holiday, the payments are distributed on the last business day before the first. That day, of course, would be October 31st. So if an SSI beneficiary also qualifies for Social Security benefits, they will be receiving 3 payments during October. That would be October 1st, October 3rd, and then October 31st. So 3 payments in total this month if you are receiving SSI benefits in addition to Social Security benefits. So you can see up on the screen there. As far as October goes, once again today, October 1st, if you receive SSI benefits, you're going to be receiving your first check today. Then again, on October 31st, if you receive SSI, you're going to be receiving your second check of the month. And then, of course, if you also receive Social Security benefits, or if you started receiving Social Security before May of 1997, you will be receiving your check on October 3rd. And then as far as everyone else goes, on October 8th, if you were born between the 1st and 10th of any given month, you will be receiving your check on October 8th. That's going to be the second Wednesday of the month. Then the following Wednesday on October 15th. If you were born between the 11th and 20th of any given month, you will be receiving your check on October 15th. And then finally, on the 4th Wednesday of October, if you were born between the 21st and 31st of any given month, you will be receiving your check in that case on October 22nd. So those are all the checks going out in the month of October. Now, once again, since you're going to be receiving 2 checks in October, if you receive SSI benefits, you're not going to be receiving any check in November. So your second check is just your November check coming a little bit early on. And then also, as you can see up on the screen, in December, the same thing sort of repeats itself, because if you receive SSI, you're going to be receiving your first check on December 1st, and then you're going to be receiving a second check as well on December 31st. That, of course, is because January 1st is a federal holiday. It is New Year's Day, so you're going to be receiving 2 checks in October, and you're also going to be receiving 2 checks in December as well. So once again, the government is shut down. Social Security checks are still going to go out. However, some services are going to be shut down as far as Social Security goes, and a lot of other government positions are also going to be shut down as well. We'll have to see how long this goes. Will it go as long as the last one? Will it go 35 days or longer? Or will this one be short-lived? We will have to wait and see. But with that said, that's all I have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it, and I will see you in the next one.